Get motivated with Mr. Smiles, Vinney Chopra. He is also known as Mr. Enthusiasm. He will share and challenge you each week on great topics on how to get excited, how to really make things happen in your business, and change your life for the better. Here is Vinney with this week's Motivation Inspiration.
Welcome to your weekly Motivation Power Talk with Vinney Chopra, also known as Mr. Smiles. Personally, that's what I like to call him. My name is Vinney, and I get the privilege to interview this man each week. This week is a little bit unique. We're kind of going to dig into his life story. If you've been following us or maybe have seen him, he's been on like a million podcasts. It's ridiculous. He's probably the most interviewed person in the U.S. about real estate as far as podcast is concerned. But this time I'm going to get really into his history and his life story and basically his humble beginnings. So this is going to be exciting. If you ever trying to get a hold of, actually, you know what, check him out on Facebook. He has the Vinney and Bo show that is on Facebook Live at 10 o'clock Pacific. Is that correct, Vinney?
Yeah, Pacific. Every Friday. It used to be my Vinney show, but then we joined my good buddy, Bo, right here in the Bay Area. And
Okay. That's awesome. And then, so today, and also you can check him out on VinneyChopra.com. Plus I'll put all of his contact information here. But Vinney, I'm excited about today. First of all, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. I'm just looking forward to today. Got up fairly early, 4 o'clock, actually, 4:10. And
you're always up early.
Planning and all, and I'm ready here to record 6 a.m. San Francisco time.
This is going to be fun. So today I'm actually really excited because I know your story because we work together and we have been for a little bit. So, and plus, obviously I read your book. Congratulations. But also I wanted to get to really know you and your beginnings. A little bit more than just the outside point of view. I wanted to really get into it. So please walk us through from when you were a child, growing up in India. Tell us a little bit about that and just like your family situation, how it was going to school. Talk to me about that.
Oh, sure, Alicia. I was reflecting back. That's many, many, many moons ago. But I was born in New Delhi, India. As a boy, I'm second from the top. My older sister is there, and then myself, and then we are total 6 siblings, 6 of us, and then mom and dad. We grew up in Moti Bagh, which is south side of New Delhi, and in a very small quarters, we call them quarters, one bedroom, one hallway, and then one like a living room. It was like a U, I remember, with a kitchen and bathroom, small backyard. And my dad had a humble beginning himself, and he was with the government. So we were in these quarters. But I remember, when I was young, our school used to be walking distance. And we used to, I was reflecting back, our school was in tents, by the way. And we actually met and sat on the dirt. On the dirt. We didn't have desks or chairs or nothing and so forth. So that's up to 5th grade. I was in a school right nearby. We'll walk to the school and things like that.
Nice. That's pretty cool, though. I like that outside school.
Kept us straight. We had to sit on the hard surface. I remember when it used to rain, and then the water will come into the classroom. I know. It will come. All the water will come into the tents, and we'll all get wet and everything. Oh my gosh.
And so how did it look like for your life? First of all, how is school in India? What does it look like there?
The schools in India are very, very good, actually. And the exciting part is my dad always felt a need for us to study more. And he built the foundation for us, to be truthful. We were meeting after dinner every night. My dad will sit down in the living room, we'll say, and all the children all of us had to study. I mean, for hour and a half, do our homework, but study even more what the teacher was going to talk about next day. So that helped a lot, and I know that really helped me a bunch, I got more studious and I was reading up more, things like that. So he held a small school every night. Can you believe it? After work, everything. He really believed in education.
I love it. I think it definitely gave you the foundation to be successful as you are now, and your children are successful. And you know what I mean. So I definitely think it's given you a foundation. You're very fortunate. Is your father still with us?
Actually, he passed away a few years back. My mom passed away sooner than my dad, and he's lived, and he was.
Did they live here, or did they live in India?
He did come to USA and lived with me and my brother and my sisters, and then he passed away, a few years back. Both.
Is all of your family here?
Yeah, we do. We have 2 sisters in USA right now, and 2 sisters back in India, and 1 brother also in USA. So we are total 6 of us.
Oh, okay. And so, talk to me about, you're that was when you were like, in grade school. So talk to me about high school and what you went to school for, what made you want to do that. Really, I want to kind of dig into, what did it look like when you got off of school? Like, what did you do? Did you walk home? You said you had to walk to school, so you obviously walked home.
Yes.
So did you have chores? Did you...
Totally. I'm trying to kind of picture back. We had a small market, like, the retail market, and there were some very special stores, I remember. And of course, our school was farther than that. We'll walk and everything. And we never had any big amenities at all at our home. We didn't have a refrigerator at all. We never had a television at all.
Wait, how do you not have a refrigerator? What are you gonna do?
Oh no, mom cooked it and we ate. So she
went out every day and got groceries.
Every day, every morning.
You better have loved your mom.
Oh my gosh! I mean, we loved her because, see, the thing is, that's the poor people, or medium people in India. If they don't have fridge, back then we didn't at all. Until I was in high school, actually, then we got the fridge. We had a bicycle only. We never had a car or scooter or anything at all. We were walking, and we'll take the public transportation bus always, and there was a bus stop a little bit distance from our home. We'll walk there and then go to school also. When I did my engineering later on in my life, we'll go and take a bus, and I'll ride the bike for like 20 miles to get to my grandparents and things like that. So those were really exciting times. I remember the time when I used to get 3 rupees, 2 rupees, which is a very, very less amount.
What is that?
Rupees is $1 now.
Okay, money. Okay.
Money, yeah. So rupees is the currency.
Rupees? Like rubies?
No, it's RUPEES, rupee.
Oh, rupee.
Rupeya. That's the denomination.
Okay.
Yeah, and my mom used to give me 2 rupees. I remember when I was young, and it's a pocket allowance for the whole month. For the whole month.
The whole month.
It's for the whole month, and you just spend a little bit money every day, and usually spend like 10 cents every day. I remember that. And buy something in the afternoon or something. I remember the Coke I used to really love Coke. So for once a month, I used to drink a Coke with a little piece of pound cake, a small piece of pound cake. This vendor nearby, I'll go there, and Ramkaran was his name. I still remember a lot of these things, even though, and it was just one of the best treats. I always looked up to that, every month to get that money and go there. So those were really cool things. And we would walk a lot, and a lot of things. We never had too much money for buying equipment for playground. We used to play, soccer. It's called soccer, right? You just need a ball. That's all you need.
Yeah. Actually, that's something I'm getting my daughter into. She loves soccer. She keeps playing it in the house. And my husband thinks it's funny, so he'll kick the ball with her, and they antagonize each other, and it's driving me nuts. And all of a sudden, I'll be like doing my makeup or something. I'll see a ball whip right next to my hair because they got this light ball. It's not like a real soccer ball. It's like a really light one where you can kick it, get away with it at the house.
Yep. But it was kind of exciting. I used to break toys, by the way, in the sense that I want to always be seeing what's behind the toys and, how they work, and especially movable parts. I used to make Plano used to be something I remember, which is like Lego over here. And you're like small cars and some helicopter things.
I can see you totally being a Lego dude.
I know. And the projection TV. I mean, I used to take a shoe box and cut it and put the bulb and say, project it on the screen. Things like that. I remember. And I used to have a lot of...
What age did you start doing that?
I was a happy boy. I mean, I think it was right from junior high onward, I'm sure. I used to also make, I shouldn't say firecrackers. I used to.
Bad boy there.
It used to be really fun thing, not for any bad thing, but it used to be around Diwali. Diwali is a function of lights, and I used to be very fascinated with that. So I would manufacture that and use it on Diwali and play.
That sounds like fun. So obviously, since a young age, you always wanted to be an engineer.
I really did. I thought that was written up like in junior high school that I'm going to be an engineer, and I was working towards it. I had to do better in science and mathematics and everything, which I did. I actually was a studious boy. I topped number one in the whole district, I remember. And my grandma, this is amazing, she was very loving. My grandparents loved me a lot. So they wanted to give 1 ton of laddus. Laddus are like sweets, like chocolates, like Godave chocolate. It's like laddus. And they wanted to give it to all the friends as, a happy thing when I topped the school in high school, I remember.
That's really nice. That's a great story. That's like you tell your great grandkids and keep that in the family for sure. That's a really good story. Okay, so that brought you. So talk to me about your. Let's dig into your high school years. So you went to high school in India.
No, high school, same Motibagh High School, public school. We couldn't afford private schools or like that. And it was totally fine with me because I really always believe that, it's up to us if we're going to really use our strength, our knowledge, our brains, and we can apply ourselves. And if we do apply, then results will come. I think the school systems don't matter much. I feel that way even now.
I do too, because you see kids who are in the most horrible schools in the horrible situation possible, and they excel because it's the way their mindset. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's so that I agree with you on that one.
So true, and I always used to be like darling of the teachers. I remember that, and
I can see that because you're.
I think I had that little bit knack of connecting with people, and I was very respectful. I think anything, if I can think of right from the small boy, I was very respectful for everybody and their time, and respected everybody around me, and made sure that I'm useful to them. I think that's the word I can say. And that's what I feel right now also. I think the foundations are laid. Your principles are laid way early in life, and you don't want to hurt anybody. You want to be very direct. You want to do the best you can in situations,
No, for sure you do. You want to make sure that you're just being something that we're going to talk about later, true north. But okay, so did you go to college? So you went to obviously you grew up, you were born in India, you were raised there, and then college. Did you go to college here?
I went to college in India, also in New Delhi.
Or an engineer to become an
College of Engineering, mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. So what kind of? I'm sorry. So mechanical
with distinction in production degree. I did distinction means like my scores were very, very high at the
Okay, but what does that mean you're going to do for a living?
Oh, okay. And that means that you become an engineer, mechanical engineer. I think in high school, I remember my uncle visited us from USA, and I had a picture in my mind. I said, "Oh my gosh, I want to do my MBA." Because I knew engineering I'm going to do there. But even in high school, this is 5 years before my completion of the engineering degree, I had made up my mind that hopefully I'll do well and I'm going to move to America to do my MBA in marketing or finance or things like that. So that's what I did. Actually, I got a scholarship. Oh, I forgot about that. I got a merit.
Give me all the details, Vinney.
I got merit scholarship, and that way my government paid for my 5 years of tuition. And they also paid me money, pocket money.
College money? They paid for 5 years of college?
Of college, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, without any strings attached. I know
nice.
In USA, when you do with Marine and with other people, Army and all, then there are strings attached. But in India, they just paid for the whole thing. And then they didn't, and I did serve India by working for a company, Larsen Toubro in Bombay. And I was in heavy fabrication master planning. Loved it.
You served in India for the government?
No, private company.
Oh, private company.
Okay. It's one of the largest company, Reliance company it's called now. Larsen Toubro is the name. And, I was going to say that all this time, never had a phone, never had Wi-Fi or, anything at home.
How did you live?
Computer also. We never had a computer. It was a slide rule. When I graduated from college, my uncle actually brought a slide rule for me. Because
what
used to be none at all.
What's a slide rule?
I remember Fortran 4 was the language. Boy, I date myself way back.
Hold on. What's a slide rule?
Slide rule it's like a really good slide rule to do calculations, to do exponential and all, whatever the calculator does now, it used to be on slide rule.
Okay, that's a word.
I go way back, guys.
This is a history lesson too.
But the exciting thing is, I think one should always be looking, what can you do with your time in your life to progress? And that's what I really wanted to. My friends tell me now, I have a good friend circle right from engineering school. About 130 of us are still on WhatsApp group and everything, and we talk.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is kind of nice.
Because you're no young chickens anymore, so y'all been friends for a minute. I'm so giving you a hard time today.
I know. Then it was interesting. I was denied visa to come to USA for about a year and a half. Can you believe it?
I know, you were telling me that. That's crazy. How did that happen? So, well, first of all, how did you even... So you graduated from college and you worked in India for how many years before you started looking to come to the US?
Just about a year. Actually, what happened was I really wanted to come to USA to do my MBA, marketing. And
what made you want to go from engineering to marketing?
Okay, that's a good point. I always thought, do I want to do second master's in engineering? Then I'll be just staying there.
One master's was not enough?
Yeah, teaching engineering was not something. I always felt like I could be a little bit better in relationship building. I thought, so that's why I did marketing. I thought if I can combine engineering and marketing, I'll be super, it'll be really nice. That was the reason. Yeah.
So, why did you want to leave India?
Oh, okay. Good point. No, I wanted to leave India to come to USA. My grandpa also came to USA, and he was the force behind me to come to USA. He went to see George Washington University, which is near to my uncle's place, who gave me the chance to come to USA. I'm really in debt for, for him giving me the chance, and I really respect him a lot. And my aunt who passed away, but they were just like my parents over here when I came as a young boy, But the thing was that I got denied, but I never gave up. So that's a very big life lesson also. You got to just keep on trying. And I was denied in New Delhi. I went to Bombay. I kept on, asking them, why are you not letting me go and pursue my studies? And they said, this, that. So I was able to answer objections and capture lots of recommendation letters, I remember. I'll go to the nth degree to find a solution.
Once you're determined, you don't give up, and your positivity and your determination is pretty much next to none.
Well, I think, you kind of look at it, your humble beginnings, and all of us are in that shape around the world. Only 3% of the people, the children are born with silver spoon, 3% or even 1%. I
want a silver spoon. Actually, I just want one to give to my daughter.
See, there we go. No, I meant it the other way, where you don't have to do much and you have so much money and cars and everything.
I know, I want one. I wish I had enough money so my daughter got a silver spoon.
This is a really good thing I would love to share, is that I remember my grandma believed in, the astrologers and all, and they make a small, like a roadmap for you in India. Let's just say that, for your life. And Panditji, we call it priest or Panditji, he said, you know what, your grandson, Vinod, is going to have a lot of cars around him. So she says, oh, he's going to be a policeman. I remember that. Chuckling, she says, oh my gosh, there'll be too many cars, so he'll be in the corner and all the cars.
No, Vinny's going to go out and buy him a lot of cars.
Anyway, but the thing is, again, I don't really remember too much negative things at all. I have to think a lot to come to some negative things that I went in my life. But they did. I had a lot of hardships like anybody did. And, I'm sure if I dig deeper and deeper into my years, I'll come across a lot of situations where I was very depressed. I was not happy. I was, thinking about why poor me, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, yeah, everybody does. But is there... So what? Okay, so I want to go back to your storyline. So once you got to the U.S. and you lived with your grandparents,
my uncle, uncle.
Oh, your uncle. I'm sorry, your uncle and your aunt. So you went. So what age were you when you got here?
22 or so, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
so 22. So when you got here, you were going to George
Washington University in Washington, D.C. And, I came, oh my gosh, this is spectacular now. I just remember as I was going back, I came to this country, and the airline that was going to bring me from New York to Washington, D.C. was on strike. I didn't know that. I did not know that. So I kept on telling, the counter people that, oh, my uncle is waiting for me, blah, blah, blah. And, I got to take the next plane and so forth. So they tried to maneuver it. They said, oh, there is a flight leaving in about half an hour or 45 minutes from Newark, New Jersey. Guess what, Alicia? They put me in a helicopter, just me alone, right there from LaGuardia Airport in New York. And here this young boy coming from poor young boy from India, and in a helicopter, and we are flying in the evening, 6:30 or so time, I think. All the bridges, the lights, I still have that picture in my mind. I was like flying in the air with just spectacular scenery.
I bet.
How beautiful it is, I said, oh my gosh, have I come into heaven or what?
I bet that's got to be some culture shock.
It was huge culture shock, and I came with $7. Some of you all know that, and it was just ridiculous. I mean, $7, and
I always think that's amazing because you can't even buy like Whataburger.
$7 or a glass of wine, or
Yeah, you can't buy a glass of wine for sure. You might have to do some dishes for the rest of it.
That's right. Right. But then, that's when what happened was I said, okay, I need to do some work. And I came in December. My university started 15th of January. Then about March or April, one of my friends said at George Washington, Vinney, what are you doing for summer? I said, I don't know. I just came here. He says, I sold books and encyclopedias last year and I made some good money. Would you like to come along with me? I said, oh, okay. I mean, I just made a decision, and I told my uncle, and he said, oh, what are you saying? You are an engineer. How could you be a salesperson? And I remember he wrote me 2-3 checks, signed them, and said, if you need to come back, just let me know how much you've cashed the check for and get transportation to come back. I remember 10 days into selling books, Bible books and encyclopedias outside Atlanta. I calling on the public booth, and I said, Uncle, I want to let you know that, I'm tearing off those checks. He said, why? I said, well, I have $1,000 in my pocket. He says, how? I said, well, I sold books door to door, and we take deposits. See, when people say, I want to buy a $50 book, we'll take 40% down or 30% down. We said like that. So they'll give you cash and we deposit in the bank and so forth.
I like it. So you've been a hustler since day one.
Well, you had to. There's no other way. See, the thing is, life teaches you so many different things. I mean, when you burn the bridges. That's
so so where did you move for the summer? Away from your
uncle. This company, they work with college students all over USA. They are one of the finest companies I've come across. And they started in 1855. Direct sales company. They are still doing very well, by the way. And the college students sell books and encyclopedias. Now we have computer systems and all that. So they have a program that way also to teach the students, and they love that. So education has been a big part of my life. I believe in that very wholeheartedly. So I didn't mind selling cookbooks and encyclopedias and Bible books, Nave's Tropical Bible, all that. Being a Hindu, I respect every religion, and I believe that, we are always trying to, the message is the same, to live life the best ever possible,
Definitely. So, okay. So did you do that every summer for when you were?
I did for 3 summers. I did like Atlanta, outside Atlanta. And then I did Pulaski, Virginia, near Blacksburg, Virginia. And my 3rd summer was my best summer ever, because that was, I was graduating from my MBA in marketing.
I was going to ask you, how long did you go to George Washington?
2.5 years, because I've done engineering. So I had to do some special courses to get into marketing. I got exemption for a lot of them, but still I had to do, and it was an MBA course for graduates. So it was evening classes only. I had a lot of time in the morning. I would work as a graduate assistant actually and teach statistics. I mean, these are all terms, physics and statistics, because my knowledge was pretty good, and I was teaching and I was working with a professor also at George Washington University. I had made friends with another secretary there, Cheryl. I still remember her name. And then she would give me job for proctoring, and I'll take my friends also to proctor and get paid $5 or $6 per hour.
Proctor?
Yeah, as a proctor is when the students are taking exams and you are examiner. You are making sure nobody's cheating.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Proctoring. Okay. That was special, I always thought that, I want to use my time wisely.
You have changed, my friend. Okay, so you after you graduated college and you stopped selling books, now what?
Okay, then after that, when I was able to graduate, I said, "Oh my gosh, I need to get a full-time job. Otherwise, USA will send me back to India, right?"
Was that one of your conditions on
Yeah,
your visa?
1 year. You could only work here on work visa 1 year. Then you have to go back, to your
Oh,
country. So I liked the country and I had really gotten used to it. So I said, okay, what should I do? So I did find out that the company I was selling books with, they had another branch which was in raising money, fundraising and things like that. I said, wow, maybe I might try there. And I called the president. I still remember my thinking was pretty positive, and I was kind of, what's the word? I was not really afraid of, right?
you were green.
Yeah, I was young, but I was, fearless also.
Yeah.
But I had done okay with the
Not jaded.
Yeah, not jaded, exactly. So I just called the president. I called the company. I said, could I speak to Mr. So and so? And he picked up the phone. I said, you might know me and this and that. And I've been doing 3 summers with all that. Would you, I hear that you are hiring consultants. That's what I said directly. And then they interviewed me, and the rest is history, I was hired and so forth. Then the company worked, their attorneys worked to get me the visa.
So, okay, so what did you do for them?
Oh, actually, I was a promotional consultant. I gave speeches in the non-profit and profit organizations to help raise money. It's interesting how the God brings you with the what you have in mind. Yeah, they put the pieces together. See, many times we don't understand why God is giving us something to do. We don't understand that, but He's piecing our life together every single day, and what we are doing today, it's all a reflection of, I really believe in that, Almighty. Could be any mighty force, could be God, could be something which is really, we are puppets on the stage of life of such a short period of 80 or 90 or 100 years we're going to live here. Like in dinosaur years, right? If you put the timeline, dinosaur years, millions of years, we are not even existent. I mean, 100 years is nothing, maybe a small dot. Just a small dot. We believe we are very, very big, but we are not. But anyway, that's philosophical mind I always think about. But the thing is, you got to really be doing everything that is shaping our life for the better. And I always believe that. So that's why I find when I got started, I was a failure, by the way, with that company. Big failure.
Really?
Big failure. I was at the bottom of the pile. They were about 25 consultants here. Vinney Chopra, coming in there after getting good accolades. That's where I got my smile from selling books and encyclopedias and all.
Is that where that came from, Mr. Smiles?
I know, that's where the Mr. Smile came. I was smiling, I think, more, and they took out my middle name, Kumar, and put in parentheses Smile. This is 42 years back now, 44 years back, something.
A long time to hold a nickname.
Long time back. But the thing is, what happened was that tries to then tell you more. See, when we tell ourselves that we are this person or that person, if we are not, but we keep on telling that, guess what? You become that person.
Yeah.
That is the affirmations. I never knew all these things. But the thing was that the company gave me structure. They gave us 7 books to read. Og Mandino, W.J. Schwartz, Magic of Thinking Big, Charlie Tremendous Jones, I remember, Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Amazing book. Then Zig Ziglar, then a lot of them. So we were, wait a minute, the greatest salesman in the world. It still is a very big seller right now. And
what?
then that's by, I think Og Mandino is the person. Charlie Tremendous Jones is the other one. So we read a lot of books, and that's what shapes you. What we feed our mind, it really makes a big impact how we live our life. I really believe that. And we could change. It's up to us. So
Yeah.
change is internal. And if we make up our mind today that I want to be better tomorrow, there is nobody in the world that can stop us. I believe that. It's just us to really make time to talk to us. I think that's the other thing, I really love myself getting up in the morning and doing the miracle morning, listening to, chanting and things like that. And
and I always see you in the morning, you're on your machine.
Exercise, over there on the elliptical upstairs and things like that, because that just gets you set up. The mindset is so important in life, because if we are thinking negative, oh, poor me, and this is not right, that's not right, we'll be leaving our whole life behind, not really accomplishing much. But if we change our thinking and say, you know what, I'm a better person. I'm a better person today. I was yesterday, and I will be better and much more better tomorrow,
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I want to dig back into what we were just talking about. So I can't believe you've ever failed at anything. But so you were a failure at this company.
I was.
And
huge failure.
Okay. So,
and the worst part was, it was a sales company, right? So here, every week they are publishing the results, what you accomplished.
And basically you would go in and do speeches?
Speeches. I'll do speeches and help raise money for nonprofit and profit organizations. And here is Vinney Chopra at the bottom every week. I said, oh my gosh, Vinney.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh.
No, that's the truth. That's the truth. And the other part was, I think I figured it out, because I was not really doing what they told me to do, which was to learn the scripts and practice the presentations, and things like. I remember once I made that decision, Alicia, I just got their sales manual, I remember, and I just read and reread and everything and practiced in front of the mirror. My speeches and all got better and better and better. What happened was, people were laughing, but they were not acting. They were not doing, what I was wanting them to do after my talk. So that's how I find we need to be totally thinking what we are talking to people about and what action they are taking after we talk to them. So that made my life. And once I made up my mind in 4 or 5 months, I think it changed my career. I grew.
So you eventually succeeded at the business?
I did. In 6 months, I think I turned the corner, and I grew from 1 year to next year, 181%. I still remember that number, 181. And that's when I met my wife also, my lovely wife. We've been married 39 years. Yep. And I remember I was going to win a trip to Hawaii as an incentive, right? As an incentive. But I told my wife, she says, where are we going for honeymoon? I said, Hawaii. She thought I was a very rich guy, but I was not. I had not even won the trip yet. I told her, we got married.
Always be closing. Well, I can't wait to hear, because I want to cut this here, but I am excited because I have heard so many incredible things about your wife. I can't wait to meet her in person one day. But I want to talk, because I want to do another podcast where we can kind of go from when you met your wife and things kind of changed and the other half of your life. And I know I keep giving you crap about not being a young spring chicken, but there's a whole nother side of your story and a whole nother part of your life that we could do a whole nother podcast on. I think that's going to be great. And I love your humble beginnings. I love the, how you went from where you were at. And it's just good. And you've just always been a positive person.
I look back, a lot of things I don't remember, to be very truthful. But few things I remember. Most of the things I remember are the positive things. Negative things I have to really dig into and think through situations. Then only I can dig them out of my memory. Otherwise, I don't remember much.
No, I know, I get it, and that's good. That's good because then there's some people out there who do the opposite, and the only thing that they think about is the negative, and they don't think about the positive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you could help people train, we actually should do a podcast about them. I write notes about that because there are people. If you think about it, you're somebody who only thinks about the positive, but there's a ton of people out there who only think about the negative and can't see the positive. So I am going to write a note that we should do a podcast on it. Can't see positive.
Surely. I think that'll be a good one.
That's a really good one. Yeah. I love it.
And, our main thinking of doing all this is to really record some things. Hopefully people can relate a little bit to it. And then they see, you know what, I can change, I can get a little better. Or, this something I can really identify, right? With us.
And they're not the only person in the world like that has been through struggles, have been through we've all been through different aspects of it, and we hope that you get a variety of different outlooks between me and him, and enjoy our conversations, enjoy me interviewing Vinney each week, and getting his years of experience and his life and his life story, because it's really, really interesting. And Vinney, I definitely appreciate each week you coming in here and giving us your motivation power talk. And guys, don't forget to check out Syndication Made Easy. So if you're in the apartment syndication and real estate industry, it's definitely something to check out, because I pull out all of the nitty gritty and the goods from Mr. Smiles on the syndication business. And I definitely drill down with him, and I ask him all the questions you want for the answers to, so check that out. But guys, you just heard your weekly motivation power talk with Mr. Smiles, Vinney Chopra. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below, and tune in each week, and so that way you guys can, learn to take your motivation and your life and your business to the next level. We hope that you guys have a terrific week. And like Vinney says, make it happen each day. And feel free to reach out to Vinney at VinneyChopra.com. There you can invest with him, partner with him, or you can apply for his mentorship. Vinney, I appreciate your time as usual, and thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. It was a pleasure visiting with you this morning. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.